All right, Kathys, we are back for a holiday episode. It's July 4th, America's birthday coming up. I love July 4th. I think it's one of my favorite holidays. The only problem is when you have young kids, we stopped going and watching fireworks. So for 7 years, I've not seen fireworks, or now almost 8. That's the biggest downfall so far of July 4th, because I have not been able to stay up or be outside during fireworks. But it is the best holiday. I'm a big America First guy, love America. So I'm very happy to celebrate. And I'm actually going to be down in Huntington for July 4th. And I know they love America there even more.
You might be bigger than them now at this point.
Yeah, I might be big top 5 American now.
Yeah.
So I think that everyone should have a safe, happy holiday. I am very glad for the working establishment that it's on a Friday, not like on a Tuesday where everyone just takes the whole week off.
Yeah.
A lot of people do not work this week in general, but at least, Friday makes people at least show up till Thursday.
I don't know. Do they?
I have meetings all day today and tomorrow. Thursday, I have like 5 meetings.
Like all the kids are off. Like even the summer camp, all the parents in our summer school.
Yeah, I think this is a big week to take off. But when it's on a Tuesday, you literally lose an entire work week because basically no one wants to show up on Monday. Then they're like, oh, well, if I'm not showing on Monday, it's our Tuesdays off. Wednesday, it was the next thing you know, the week's over. So that's the big July 4th plan. Excited. But the really big news of the day is Sean Diddy Combs not guilty.
Well, he's guilty on 2 charges.
Okay, well, those charges are irrelevant.
So do you think he's going to get off time served?
Yeah, I know he's not going to jail. The sex trafficking was the main charge. Racketeering, RICO charges. Everyone knows the charge he got convicted on. I think prostitution or whatever. The max is 5 years. The prosecutor is asking for 5 years. If the prosecutor is asking for 5, he may get 1 year. If you go in 1 year,
it's 1 year. It's already time served.
Time served, you're out. He's not serving time. It's over.
So what do you think when he gets out? What that means for him socially, professionally? You think he's just back?
No, I think he's like a social pariah for a while, but I think there'll be a lot of people that are going to jump back on the train. Why
like
not?
Will Smith.
He still has money. Well, I mean, Will Smith and Diddy are a little different. Will Smith just punched someone in the face.
On national television.
There's people who get paid to punch people in the face on national television. So people are not paid on national television to commit, sexual assault.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to serve much time. Maybe they give him, another 6 months?
Why would you do that? Just let him go at this point. That's stupid. You lost. They got smoked. Prosecution got smoked. The same guy that got Young Thug off, got Diddy off. This guy is the best lawyer in America. It is impressive given what they tried to try him on and what he actually got convicted on. I think it's a kind of a thing on the prosecution. Why would you charge him on all these things if you don't have the evidence? So I think they thought the sentiment was enough. And I mean, everyone saw a video of him beating up Cassie.
But he didn't get charged with that.
Yes, I know. I'm just saying.
Why didn't he get charged with that?
This is why America is great. You can get away with anything. Literally, they're literally letting, if you're a billionaire, and this is why what I think is even more important. Where's the racism now?
What do you mean?
Everyone says America's racist.
Oh, because he's black and he got off?
Yeah, it's not racist. It's classist.
It is classist.
Nothing about this country screams racism. Everything about this country screams classism.
So when do you think we see Diddy walk out of the jail with his hands? He's going to have his fist up.
I mean, he might have a American flag t-shirt tomorrow and be July 4th.
I guess I don't know when the sentencing is. I didn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, probably a week out. I don't know how it works. I have no idea. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. I'm assuming everyone wants to take the weekend off for July 4th.
Yeah, so he has a little time left.
I mean, the interesting thing is technically you could charge Cassie now. She was involved in the prostitution. She picked the guys. She had the phone calls. You could charge her if you want.
I will say they had the case on him beating her up because I was on video, and I still don't know why that wasn't.
I think they thought the other charges were so good. It's typical arrogance by the government in the way they operate, and they think they just have everybody, and they don't. And you get a really good lawyer on the other side,
and you find flaws and holes.
Yeah, and the jury has to. If there's a seed of doubt, a jury, they can't convict.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, they wanted to show that he was like this mastermind gangster type figure.
No, he was a freak.
I think he was just
he's definitely like a sexual freak,
predator.
But I still can't get over him beating a woman up on camera and nothing happens.
Yeah, I mean, look, that happens all the time and nothing happens.
With camera?
I don't know. I bet you if you looked at every case with a camera, I don't know if everyone's getting convicted.
Yeah, I don't. Anyways, he's going to have a party soon, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I
mean, did you see outside the courtroom?
They're rubbing baby oil on each other. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a interesting.
Who's the first celebrity that's going to stand by him?
I think it's going to take time.
You don't think anyone? Kanye probably. Well, he did. He went to the trial.
Yeah. I think like the misfit celebs will all be there.
Yeah, because Kanye will definitely be there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else.
Well, look, I think the more important thing is that like my thing, it's more around people with resources in America get treated differently.
That's for sure.
And I think, and it's a really, really good segue to Zohan in New York.
Zohan,
I don't care. I'm not voting for him. So
you're not in New York, so you can't.
And I would not support him if he was in my city. Who won the Democratic primary in New York City and was basically non-existent 60 days ago, started bubbling on social media. And so here's the positives I'll say. The guy is an incredible speaker. Like he might be better than Obama in the way he communicates and his level of intelligence. The guy is like an actor. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's a drama kid. Like I think his mom's a famous director, Mira Nair, and grew up in Hollywood, grew up with money, went to the best private schools. So he's extremely well trained to be someone to pretend cosplay as someone that's a communist. And so I think incredible job of him communicating, telling his policies, what he believes in and why it'll impact New Yorkers, and genius. He is a genius to me. Like in that level, I respect him. I want to just end with, I think all of his policies are complete horseshit. And I understand why he's resonating. And I just want to leave with one other piece of facts is the people that got him elected were middle and upper income white people. People of color and low income did not vote for him.
But here's the thing. His message is very clear that if you're in a major city, LA, New York, Miami, San Francisco, it's effectively unaffordable for any recent college grad.
Yeah.
Because you're going to come out making 50 to 75K and rents 4K.
Yeah.
You can't afford your life.
Yeah.
And I do think the reason why he resonated was because the younger generation realized like you can't even live in New York City. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, so
unless
don't live there.
But that's where the jobs are.
You can live outside. People forget. Gen Z forgot that our parents' generation commuted an hour and a half to work every day.
Yeah, they don't want to do it.
Yeah, so fuck them. You can't live in the city then.
But my point is, I think this is going to resonate around the country, that this movement, we can't ignore it.
No,
because it was like a resounding...
I agree. I think we have to spend as much money to make sure this guy does not get elected. That is, if I'm on the other side, I'm spending ungodly amounts of money.
If Cuomo runs as an independent, he's winning in a slam dunk because him and Adams will split.
Oh, yeah. I don't think Cuomo's going to run as independent. He's dead.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, he could run, but like he's not going to get any backing.
Yeah, but he can take 10% of the votes.
Yeah. Look, I don't live in New York City. If that place becomes Gotham City and Batman has to come save it 20 years from now, I don't give a shit.
My prediction is he's going to win. And he's going to be the next mayor. Whether I'm not a communist, I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
But I do think he's going to win.
No, I think he resonates. And I think the people that should be punished are the people that told kids who grew up in middle and upper income schools and neighborhoods, and then they told them to get degrees in philosophy and East Asian studies and these bullshit ass diplomas that you can't get a job.
And the other thing is student debt has risen from, I think 25 years ago, 500 billion to 2 trillion.
Yeah.
You're in debt.
Yeah,
you can't afford your life.
Yeah.
Like I've said this on the pod before. When I graduated college and was in banking making good money, my rent was $900.
Yeah. And
I lived in a great place.
So you could live a $900 rent in outskirts of New Jersey and commute into the city.
Can you?
Yes, of course you can. You shared an apartment.
Yeah.
You didn't have your own apartment.
Yeah,
for $2,000, you could live in New Jersey. You're not living on the water in Hoboken or whatever. You're far. You're in the outskirts. You're taking a 1-hour train. And so I'm just saying, like, I understand why everyone voted for him. I get it. It makes sense. The problem is that the solutions he's providing are horrible.
I still don't understand his grocery policy.
He wants government price controlled groceries. And what do you think is going to happen in those grocery stores? Everyone's just going to steal shit. Why? Because he's not going to. He said, what did he say? Violence is artificial. It's like he came up with some term around that. The guy's a genius orator, and so like I'm not surprised if he wins. He's Trump. He's a Trump communist. That's all.
But don't you think this is going to?
No, I actually don't think
it's not going to infiltrate other towns.
I think Chicago, sure. I think New York, sure. I don't think San Francisco is going the other way.
Yeah,
LA is going the other way. The fire's done. This city is going red.
I could see it bubbling in like Atlanta.
Those are black cities. No black cities voting for this shit. It's a white. You need to find the right mix of white idiots to support these causes. That's my opinion.
We have our 14-year-old nephew watching us right now, just laughing.
Yeah. Well, he's getting real education on life. Do you understand? Did you know why low income Hispanic and black and Asian people did not vote for this? They all fled communist countries. It doesn't work.
Yeah. No,
it's never, ever
Socialism
worked in
doesn't work. But
here's the thing. You know when capitalism actually, it'll fix itself. If the rents are so high that nobody can afford to live in the neighborhood, then you can't hire people.
Come down. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, in New York City.
All right. You're in New York every other week.
Yeah.
The guy who's working at the bodega serving deli sandwiches, where does he live?
Okay, you could say that about every city for every job. Teachers don't live in the communities they teach in. They don't. So we don't pay teachers enough. But the reality is like, I just think about our dad who slept an hour and a half each way. That was his choice. He knew we could afford to live in Granada Hills in 1983. And so we lived there. And so that was a sacrifice he made.
I'm in favor of capitalism. That's not the point. I'm just saying he's resonating. That's it.
Yeah, I agree. But I said he's a genius at marketing. Genius. The marketing pitch of what he's selling is so good. I'm blown away. If I was going to back a candidate,
I mean, this guy could run for president.
I think he should just skip it and run for president. I don't know if it just won't resonate with like a lot of states because a lot of states don't have the same issues as New York City. New York City is he could be the mayor of New York and no New York City mayor, I don't think has ever become president because New York City problems do not resonate with the rest of the world. It just doesn't. Yep. It's so particular to New York. The income inequality is the worst in New York City, right? The inequality in general, right? You have people, living in high rises and then there's people who can't, they're homeless sticking a needle in their arm across the street. It looks more like a third world country than any other city in America because of the income inequality.
Yeah.
But I'm just shocked at those policies are the ones that are like resonating. Because like if he was a slightly bit moderate, I literally think he becomes president.
He might change his tune if he becomes mayor.
Yeah. He's obviously like, this is an act, this shtick. He doesn't believe it, which I like. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that it's just all an act.
Yeah. Trump's an act. Everyone's an act.
That's fine. You play the act to get the power that you need. Genius at that. I'm just surprised at the people that voted for him. Middle class and upper
well, I think whites. Middle class in New York, you're in poverty.
Yeah. Well, middle class in New York is $300,000 a year.
You can't
probably.
live in the city.
Yeah.
Afford school?
No,
you can't afford anything.
School. Yeah. Look, I think everyone wants like everything. It's not possible. You can't get everything you want. And he's trying to sell you that you can get everything you want. We got to like
the real answer is if you can make $300K in New York at whatever job you're at, if you make $200K in Tennessee, Florida, Tampa, Florida,
you're rich.
You should probably do that trade-off.
Yes. I mean, I personally know people in our industry who like have moved to Colorado, taken the pay cut. Quality of life is way better because they're out of the big city. Because big city rat race of schools, cost of living. And I think that to me is the way that if I was him, I would basically say, instead of the policies he's suggesting, is that like, is New York City comfortable being a place only for the elites? And it's not good for the city if everyone's rich.
No, well, you don't have workers, right?
You don't have workers. New York, to me, the reason why New York was always such an incredible cultural force is because it was diverse. It did have all walks of life. And I think there are ways to like fix that with, I don't know, creating opportunities for people where they can make more money outside of like finance.
So here's the real question. So, well, I think if you were going poly market, he's the likely candidate that's going to win.
Well, Eric Adams is a weak candidate.
And they said this about LA during COVID, crime, and then Bass, that everyone's going to leave.
Yeah.
No one left.
Yeah.
We don't know one person who left.
Yeah.
And we've been here.
People who left.
You know a few. I know who they are. But
they left.
The vast majority, 99% did not leave.
Yeah.
Is anyone leaving New York City? And I don't think so.
Will. That happened in you know how many New York finance companies have already left? They're based in Florida now. They're going to leave. Companies will leave. Will a person who grew up their whole life and lives in the Upper East Side and they have their school and this, they're not leaving. But like JP Morgan could move a division. One division, 500 people. All right, let's go. We're moving to Florida.
But it'll be marginal at best.
I don't know. I mean, Chicago got devastated. San Francisco got devastated.
Everyone went back to San Francisco.
San Francisco's home prices are one of the worst performing in the country.
So is Austin, and everyone thought Austin.
I know, but like, I'm just saying, San Francisco's still in the dumps. Everyone says everyone's back, but the city is not back. From a financial...
The city's better than it was 3 years ago.
Fine. The real estate market in San Francisco is in the toilet. It is down still.
The office market's in the toilet.
No, residential's still down. On the top 20 worst markets, San Francisco's top 10 every month. Every month, San Francisco is still top 10. The only thing is they've gone the other way. Daniel Lurie is not part of the Karen Bass, Zohan type of mentality. Like he's in the middle.
So what do you think happens in New York? He's going to be the mayor.
Yeah, I think New York falls apart. I think if he puts his policies, you have high crime. What happened in Chicago?
So predict this. Derry, who listens to the pod, one of my best friends, he does very well for himself.
He's out within 3 years. Gone. He doesn't need to live there. He can live in Connecticut.
But he's making the claims he wants to leave if Zohan wins.
I think he has the flexibility to do that. And he can live in Connecticut. The thing is, if the moment like those types of people are the easiest to move because he has opportunity anywhere. Him and his wife can get jobs anywhere they want.
The company may just let them leave.
Yeah. And just say, fly in.
flying once a week or whatever.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will leave, but I think it'll also allow for a lot of people to move in. A lot of people left during COVID to New York. New York actually had an exodus. A lot of people left New York City for Florida.
Have you seen the UK exodus?
No, I haven't seen any numbers.
So the numbers are staggering. So they basically changed tax law and policy in this last year.
Yep.
So there was 10,000 millionaires as of like March that have left. And then now it's like significantly higher. So before, if you were a foreign national and you invest $1 million into the UK economy, you basically don't pay taxes on your foreign income, which is why it was like the expat world.
And
like,
they changed that law.
They changed that law. Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
I heard UK is a disaster.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe that. I mean, everyone who says like...
And I've said this on the pod before, but Milan, Dubai, and Monaco are the big winners.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Dubai is by far the biggest winner in that part of the world. It's safe, no taxes.
And apparently Iran's neutralized when Trump said they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dubai is 20 degrees away from being the most desired place on earth.
Honestly, I have a friend from Dubai that is in Austria right now on vacation with his family. He said it's hotter than Dubai.
Austria is.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
and this is the hottest part of the year.
I know, but I'm just saying, whatever. Then, I mean, no one's going to Austria, so I don't give a shit about that. But I'm just saying, Dubai needs to drop. And like, they have enough money. If MBS and the gang got together and figured out how to put a cooling roof over that city,
they will.
They literally, people would lose their mind. They would move there in a second. I think 130 in August is a tough sell for
I think it's 120. I don't think it's 130.
Yeah, but whatever. It's on its way. It's a tough sell for people who live in 85-degree weather, you know?
Our friend Ken is in Paris right now. It's Fashion Week, right?
Yeah, I think it just wrapped.
Hotel Coast, margarita. Take a guess the price.
I mean, I've had it. I know. It's like $40.
Yeah, €30.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But it's like, it's the same. If you go to Plaza Athénée down the street on Avenue Montaigne, I think 1942 is €100.
And here it's $50 in LA.
50, 60. But if you go down the street to like a local restaurant bar,
like one of those corner cafes,
it's, a glass of wine is €6. So it's just where you go. Of course, American idiots are going to go to Hotel Coast and buy that stuff. I do that all the time.
It's unlimited demand.
Yeah, of course, because it's trendy, it's cool, whatever. But like that's the price in only those types of places. All right. Well, anyways, I'm excited to watch this mayoral race. I mean, there's going to be like the most money ever in a mayoral race history.
Yeah,
the amount of money that we put into this.
Yeah,
but Trump might deport him. And Elon.
No, he said he'll arrest Mamdani and deport Elon.
Okay.
Those were his things.
If those two happen, honestly.
So what we're referencing is Trump was on a heater yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't even know where he was. I think he was in Florida.
Yeah.
Just got off the Air Force One and he's talking to reporters. Yeah. And one reporter goes, the reporters know how to get the clickbait.
No, they purposely egg him on. They always egg him on.
They said, are you going to deport Elon? That's a ridiculous question.
Yeah.
Like if
we're going to look into everything.
He goes, yeah, we'll look into deporting him. He's gotten more benefits from the government than anyone. And, we're going to doge him. Do you know what doge is?
Yeah.
We're going to doge him. That's what Trump said. And then Elon responded with his rebuttal on Twitter. And they just keep going back and forth.
Yeah. And then Mamdani he's getting arrested.
He said, I'll look into arresting him.
If he arrests him and deports Elon, give him another term.
And what's crazy is Tesla's
stocks up.
Like the 13% decline year over year on Tesla, and the stock's up 5%.
So the one thing, the one interesting thing I was thinking about, so when you think about Elon and Trump, right? It's the richest man in the world and the most powerful man in the world. And I was trying to think to my head, in that battle, who is going to win? Right? Like, because there can only be one winner. And I came to the conclusion that Elon is going to be the winner.
Yeah, because Trump's in 3 years irrelevant.
Yeah.
Even though he's most powerful now.
Yeah. But even a lot of damage can happen in 3 years for the type of businesses Elon does. I think the difference is the value that Elon has brought to not only forget just investment value, but just value to the ecosystem that he's created. It's kind of like impossible to penetrate. Like the SpaceX, Starlink, you got Tesla, you got Boring Company, you got X on the media. Like he's when you used to think with James Bond, the evil villain of like who they were trying to overtake. This guy he's actually the richest man in the world, and he controls the media. He controls the platform of news. It's
the misnomer on SpaceX, if you look at the numbers, the vast majority is Starlink.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks Mars.
Well, he's willing to lose money on Mars because he has a gold mine in Starlink. Who cares? It's worth $1 trillion.
United's getting it, I think. United by the end of the year.
Yeah, finally.
Finally get on TikTok on United.
But I think the Trump Elon, the fights are going to be so epic the next couple of years.
It's not stopping.
No, the egos are too big. It's never going to stop.
Because Elon,
but they'll also reconcile. Like next week, Elon could be in the White House. Shaking his hand.
Last week, what was it? 2 weeks ago, Elon apologized and said, "Thank you, Trump," and then they started fighting again.
Yeah, well, because I think the big beautiful bill is Elon's big beef, which apparently Thomas Massey says he could block it now. Which that'll turn into a huge fight.
Yeah, he's on Theo Vaughn.
Okay.
It's just interesting the mediums that they go to now.
I mean, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan, All In, X. This is the media. This is mainstream media.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Microsoft comes out with another 9,000 employees in the latest round of cuts. So they're laying off 5,000 to 10,000 people a month. Everyone thinks it's AI. I honestly think the company was just bloated.
But they have unlimited cash.
I know, but they don't need all those employees. I think AI is the cover to just cut your bloated OpEx. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, the real issue with the people that they're laying off is they're not reemployable, in my opinion.
Yeah, people that make like $350,000, $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Huge stuff. But they're rich, so they can just go off.
Hopefully they held their stock.
Yeah.
Or hopefully they're there for the last 4 years. You would have made a fortune.
Yeah, I think, and it also looks like they're redistributing the jobs primarily to foreign workers in other countries and H-1Bs, which they know they can pay less.
Yeah, so they have a petition, I think, for 14,000 H-1Bs. And the right-wing Twitter I saw this morning is like, what's going on? We're laying off the Americans and we want the H-1Bs.
Yeah, it's a great question. I agree. What are you doing?
All your cousins are H-1Bs.
I know, but why should American... Of those 9,000 people, you don't think there's some H-1Bs in there? Of course there are. They're just making too much money.
Yeah.
So an H-1B that came 30 years ago that now makes $500,000 a year, it's about money. It's not about H-1B and foreign workers.
No,
it's
of course,
about money.
It's a cheaper labor force.
Just cheap labor. And unfortunately, the optics doesn't look good for Microsoft if that's what they're doing.
Yeah, they're actively trying to hire H-1Bs.
Yeah,
and they're firing Americans.
Because it's a half the price.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's fine. You're allowed to do that. And then the right can also vilify them for doing it. I think they're both fine to do it. And whoever has more money will win. And in this case, it's Microsoft. So Microsoft will win. All we learned this week is you just have to have more money than the other person.
I think that works for pretty much every part of life.
Yeah.
Hotels, restaurants.
Well, maybe not there.
Maybe not. He's probably backed by Soros. He has to be.
Of course he is. I mean, he's a plant. This guy
is a plant.
The amount of social media this guy got, someone clearly did the clip it thing with him. His clips were everywhere. Literally every 5 minutes, I was getting served a clip of this guy speaking. Never heard of the guy 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, I never heard his name. You're telling me in 3 weeks he became one of the most popular people in America?
I think he went on Breakfast Club. I think I saw a clip of him.
He was on everything because the clips went so viral. Everyone's like, I got to get that guy here. He's good for a couple clips.
I honestly think Breakfast Club has turned into like way bigger than it ever was. They get everyone.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I get served the clips all the time.
I mean, because you're a sucker for plants. You're getting manipulated all day by social media. All right, moving on. On the Microsoft thing, so this is really interesting. So Microsoft, the New England Medical Journal did a study of Microsoft's AI kind of doctor model, and basically correctly diagnosed 85% of the cases described in the New England Journal of Medicine, and they were right 20% more than real doctors. And that's a fascinating thing. So I'm going to share an anecdote. Haley the other day showed me on Instagram. There was like a health and wellness account that said, if you take a picture of yourself and ChatGPT and say, tell me how my health is, it diagnoses you. Mm-hmm. So I did that. And I took a picture and it said, your eyes are swelled and you have rings around your eyes from lack of sleep. You probably have bad allergies. You look like you're vitamin D deficient and you're dehydrated based on your lips. All are correct. Everything they said was spot on. And all I did was take a picture. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. Why
do you not think it's going to displace jobs?
I do. I think new jobs will be created. I agreed the current jobs will get removed, but I don't take to the communism view of everyone's going to lose their job.
Zohan's going to lose his mind if he sees this.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is like all these people don't realize that like new jobs will be created. Maybe there'll be. So I was at my allergist today and I tell him, I'm like, hey, look at this. And he's an older guy.
I know who he is.
I said, take a picture and ask him to do it. And he goes, holy shit, this is good. And he's a guy who's been practicing for like 40 years. But I think what's important is that like, just think about the use cases now of like what opportunities can be created by just if Microsoft's model is that good and now we can give healthcare to the whole world. Look how many people do not have proper healthcare. A lot of people don't have proper healthcare. Even in America, low-income people do not go to the doctor. Forget that they can afford it or not. They physically do not go.
You know what's interesting? So Mav gets what you called an EEG almost every month.
Yeah.
And they basically monitors brain waves for 3 to 4 hours, sometimes 24 hours, sometimes 48 hours. AI should be able to spit out the result instantly.
Yep.
And then doctors should be able to just look at it and be like, okay, yes, I agree, disagree. You need someone on top of it for sure.
Yep.
But I mean, I know families that get these EEGs, they don't get answers for weeks.
But do you get the results of the EEGs immediately? The actual reading?
No, the doctor has to.
Okay, but if you can get,
I get it because I'm a preferred
you could
patient.
just dump it into you could just dump it into ChatGPT.
No, I don't even get the reading.
Oh, you don't get the but how do you get the reading? That's a scam.
The reading goes to the doctor.
Scam.
And the doctor looks at it.
Scam. Give the fucking reading to us right away. We can go to our doctor GPT and we'll wait for you 1 week when you feel like looking at the fucking document.
I get it same day. I'm saying other people don't.
Fine, you do. Everyone else doesn't. Everyone else has to wait a week.
Yeah.
When we know we can just dump it in ChatGPT, at least get an indication of what's going on.
Yeah.
We could still wait for the doctor. I mean, but come on.
And yeah, the treatment can change immediately when you get these results.
Now, anytime I have any ailment, go ChatGPT first.
Paid version though.
Yeah. $20
a month.
Yeah. Do you know how much it is to go to the doctor? Not more than $20 a month.
Where are we going next?
The next big news, very exciting news. Jeff Bezos got married. I want to wish the happy couple.
Yeah.
Lovely, lovely marriage. They're incredible human beings. I'm a huge fan of both of them.
That's good. I mean, they had every famous person on the planet there.
Yeah. I know everyone's like, oh, they don't know these people. I think Lauren Sanchez does. I don't think he does. She was married to Patrick Whitesell, who ran Hollywood, ran WME. So
she probably has run into all these people.
I think she's friends with them. She's been in LA and Hollywood.
You think she's on a group chat with Kim?
The Jenners, 100%. 100%. 100% them. The more questionable ones are like
Usher.
Usher's random. Tom Brady to me is random.
Tom Brady's thirsty though.
Sydney Sweeney,
she's not friends with. They're like 30
she
years
just became
apart.
Famous like 2 years ago. I think Jenner's, Kardashians, they all run in the same circle.
That I
That's
believe.
fine. Leo, of course, it's Leo.
Leo knows everyone.
Yeah. I don't know.
My only question was, did the new Bezos couple pay for everyone's private plane?
No.
So they all spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to go.
Why wouldn't you? It's event of the century. Think about being at that wedding. Can you imagine who's there? What conversations are happening? It's worth it.
I'm surprised the Obamas weren't there. They're at everything.
I don't know. Are they friends?
I don't know. Are they friends with any of these people?
Yeah.
You think Lauren Sanchez and Bezos are friends with Tom Brady?
Yeah.
Why
not?
In what capacity?
Hamptons, Cabo, Europe,
Yellowstone Club.
They're all in the same. I bet you they've had dinner together more than 6 times.
So is that the benchmark to get invited? 6 times with an A-lister?
3 times with A+. 3 times you're getting invited.
I wonder if there was I didn't see if there was Middle East royal families there.
I don't know who those people are. So
MBS wasn't there.
No, it's not like a good look. Bill Gates was there.
Bill Gates.
They're actually friends.
Yeah, they've known each other.
Seattle homies.
Yeah.
I think Gates' dad was Amazon's first investor or something like that.
I don't know.
There's a story. The families are connected somehow. Like Gates gave Bezos money early on or something. But what a wedding.
I haven't seen pictures
of the actual wedding.
Yeah.
No. We've only seen what happened in Venice, Italy. They had a lot of protest.
I think that was really dumb. Why wouldn't you want your economy to be uplifted?
Well, I'm sure when Zohan wins, New York's losing the World Cup. That would be great.
Get it back to SoFi.
Get back to LA. Because he's going to be like, oh, we need to give free tickets for everyone to the World Cup finals.
It's New Jersey, though. MetLife is New Jersey.
Yeah. Thank God. They're lucky those stadiums.
New Jersey's still mobbed up.
Yeah.
World Cup's not leaving.
He's not. I will give you the answer when they said in the debate, what country would you go to first? And he said, I would only go to New York City. Who cares about the rest of the world? That was such a killer line.
I mean, dude, Sachs, Friedberg, they all praised Zohan.
He crushed it. He crushed it.
And those guys are kind of the new voices of the new media.
I agree. I agree. I actually listened to it and I agree. When I saw these guys' videos, even when someone asked him about Israel and Palestine, his answer was so fucking good. It was yeah, okay. If you're Jewish, you could probably get behind that. If you're diehard Israeli, you're not going to support him no matter what. But if you're moderate Reformed Jewish person, you could get behind what he said pretty easily. It's not a shocking statement to get behind him. So
you're a big Zohan fan.
What? You are.
You are.
I'm a big fan of him as an act. He's a really good act.
The plant.
He's a really good act. His policies are complete horseshit. I think it would be really bad for New York.
Well, it's coming.
Yeah. Fine. I don't need to be there. If no one else is going to be there, why should I be there?
Do you think if Zohan gets elected, your New York travel declines?
My New York travel will decline if the people I go meet are no longer there.
It'll be in Miami.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in Miami twice in a month, so Miami seems to be a lot of action. I mean, I think but it could be like people go to Jersey, right? Like you move your corporate headquarters across the water. You know, it's hard to these are century-old companies. They're not just leaving overnight. Right. So I don't know. We'll have to go and see. All right, let's move on to winners. Actually, I do want to talk about Nike's earnings. So Nike stock was at an all-time low. It was struggling, like dead in the water. It ended up popping last week on their earnings. The shocking thing, they had double-digit decline in sales.
Yep.
They had over 10% decline, huge decline in gross margins, and the stock popped. It did beat expectations on revenue and earnings. And the hope is this guy is now turning the company around. I don't see anything at the light of this tunnel that tells me that Nike is going to be in a better position to grow the company again a year from today. I don't see anything unless the entire business bet is on Caitlin Clark, and that Caitlin Clark makes men's clothes, which I think would actually do great because I would buy Caitlin Clark men's clothes. I don't see what they have.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Nike's a declining brand. None of us are even wearing Nike right now. Maybe you are. Jordans. That's different.
Yeah.
Jordans are different. Yeah, it's just like a slow decline unless they get the next LeBron.
But
right?
I don't think it's just that now, right? Like, because I don't think there is another LeBron or Michael Jordan.
Because it's so fragmented.
Yeah, and kids like whoever they like. Like they don't care about a single individual. No, there's never going to be. It's really hard to get behind one person. We want to tear people down. Like, for example, like in soccer right now, Lamine Yamal is like the 17-year-old prodigy on Barcelona.
How do you even know who he is? They didn't make it to the
finals.
That's just suspicious. How do you know who he is?
What are you talking about? My kids watch soccer every weekend. They're obsessed. I've been watching since last summer.
You can't even name 3 Lakers.
I don't watch basketball. I watch soccer. I know more players on Barcelona than I know on Lakers. And so you look at like these like this superstar kid, once in a generation talent. Any chance anyone can take a shot and rip him down, they're doing it.
Yeah,
a 17-year-old kid, right? Like, and think about it. He's probably could change the sport, make it more global, get people in America excited about it. But like he had. You know, oh, he's arrogant. Oh, he does this. Oh, he does that.
And he's 17.
Yeah, well, of course, you're 17 years old. You're playing on Barcelona. You should be arrogant.
LeBron had a Hummer at 16.
Yeah, so like I think unfortunately like those figures are tough. So Nike has to innovate through really great product, and I don't see the product being there today that what these other companies are doing. The other companies are just way more innovative on product.
Yeah,
but a 10% decline in sales at that size level. It's scary to come back from. And gross margin decline, meaning the shit's on sale.
Mm-hmm.
They're dumping product through the outlet, and it's just going to take time to redo that ship. I think it's going to take time, but they got the stock pop, and they're off to the races. All right, moving on to end the show. Winners, losers, content. Winner of the week.
Winner of the week are all the people we know that went from Cannes Lion to Wimbledon.
Yes.
There's a lot of overlap.
Yeah,
what a life.
Well, you know what I've realized is I talked to like probably 3 friends in the last week that are doing at least 1 month in Europe. 1 month. That's the new 1 week. 1 week, 1 month. You mix
these
in
families or just people without kids?
Go solo to Cannes Lion. Family comes right after that.
To Wimbledon.
You go to whatever, like anything.
And then they're all going to be at the U.S. Open.
No, but before the U.S. Open,
yeah, I'm saying
Ibiza, you got Saint-Tropez.
It's a busy summer.
Yeah, so I think a lot of people are.
It's fun to watch. I'm excited for all you guys that got to do both.
Yeah, it's the best. You guys are real heroes. I know, like Zohan will not like that, but
Zohan probably did it last summer.
Yeah, now he has to erase all his pictures of him at the Wimbledon, courtside at the Knicks game. And my winner is Robinhood.
Oh yeah.
This company was the most hated company ever.
Vlad.
5 years ago. 5 years ago, Robinhood was it was under congressional investigation.
Yeah, he had to go to Congress.
Yes. I thought I wanted him locked up.
Yeah.
Now he's the CEO of the hottest company on earth.
Yeah, it's a $90 billion company right now.
$90 billion hit an all-time high today. They're releasing products and the internet loves it. Like the internet, it's called FinTwit, like financial Twitter. They're obsessed with Robinhood and they're treating Vlad like a god. They were going to kill this guy.
Yeah, he probably had to have security.
100%. Now he did that little presentation.
He could be the Zohan.
Yeah. I mean, one of the greatest turnarounds of a company and image I've ever seen in my life.
And he's tokenizing the platform.
For private companies. Yeah. OpenAI and SpaceX in Europe are the first two available.
And 24/7 trading. He's good.
Guys, that guy's a beast. I hope the Indian didn't sell all his stock.
The Indian left.
I know, but if he sold the stock and it 10x from here.
I mean, we were investors and our LPs wanted to sell at a much lower valuation than today.
Yeah, probably 50x from there.
Probably.
All right, my loser of the week, it's the US dollar. US dollar is down 10% this year. And the weak currency, although, you know, the headline makes it feel that there's something incredibly wrong with the US dollar, it could be somewhat strategic because it will help exports. It will create some GDP impact and hopefully more foreign money will come into the United States. The weak part of it, obviously, the value of our dollar affects our purchasing power domestically and abroad. So, you know, I do feel bad for people that are in Saint-Tropez this year. It may be costing 10% more.
Do you really feel bad?
I do. I feel bad for rich people. I don't feel like, I feel bad for poor people. I feel bad for rich people. And I feel bad for people at Saint-Tropez that a Jeroboam of,
your $200,000 bill gets to now 220.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my loser of the week. Do you have a loser or not?
No, I don't have a loser.
Okay. Content.
Incredible podcast. Jens from Skims, the founder, was on Invest Like the Best.
Oh, cool. He has a great story. He has created so many great brands.
He's from like the streetwear world.
Yeah.
He talked about skateboarding.
Yeah.
I think he was at some magazines, GQ and something else.
No, he's a legend.
Really good. Wife. Anyone who's building a brand, I think, should listen to that podcast.
Okay.
He actually praises Neil.
Okay.
He's like, I'm scared of how rich he's going to be.
Why are you scared?
I don't know. He's scared because sanctuary prices are going to go up.
He's going to drive it up. Why are you scared of someone being too rich?
He said it on the pod. It's public, but it is a great pod. I highly recommend it.
My recommendation is, I think I may have said it last week. I don't remember what I said last week, but an Apple TV show called Stick. It's with Owen Wilson.
Oh, nice.
And he's like a washed golfer. That's the only show I've been watching, but it's awesome.
Everyone's hyping up Mountainhead. Have you watched it?
I watched Mountainhead on the plane the other day.
Is it a movie or a series?
It's a movie. It's about 4 billionaires. One's not a billionaire, so they clown him. They all end up in like a Yellowstone Club type situation. And the world is just melting down, falling apart. And one guy's company is, and they kind of decide to kill one of the guys. And they try to kill him. It's so funny.
Because it's satire, right?
Yeah, it's complete satire. It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like it's borderline cringe and annoying, but like it's funny.
Any famous stars?
Steve Carell.
Oh.
Yeah, and the guy from the comedian who has that show on FX. Maybe I forgot his name.
And everyone's hyping up F1 the movie. Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I heard it's horrible.
I've heard it's amazing.
Oh, I heard it was like unwatchable.
Two different views.
There's 2 views in New York City. All right, we're gonna wrap it up with some shout outs and comments. One comment from YouTube from Angelo. Great episode. I'm a toy collector in Denver, Colorado, and keep up on trends. Labubus have been hot in Mexico for 2-3 years. There are entire flea markets dedicated to the bootleg versions. People are even collecting the rarity of the fakes. The trend finally hit my region of the country because my nieces asked them for their birthdays. I bought them fake ones at the local swap market, and I have no idea. Once again, Nostradamus was correct. 3 shout outs. From Bryce, shout out to Casey for passing our state boards, becoming a registered nurse in Ohio. Also from Akron Like Drama. Through early mornings and late nights, never gave up pursuing her dream. We are very proud of you. Love your husband, Bryce. Congrats. That's huge. Julius, I want to give you a shout out to the Bercasio kids, Balaya, Brooklyn, and Ezra, sending them good vibes as they start their summer vacation. They listen to group chat with me every time a new episode comes on. They're the smartest kids because of Dee, Anand, and drama. Well, I hope they're older because we say some crazy shit on this podcast. From Travel. Yo, group chat pod. It's, Shrivel. Okay. All the way from Vancouver, Canada. Longtime listener and big fan of the pod since 2021. Wanted to give a big shout out to myself and the boys from Team Canada men's flag football. We just made a little history down in LA this past weekend at the Summer Series. Wow. 4-0, swept the board. They beat Japan twice. Wow. Australia handled. And then came the USA, undefeated for years until now. Wow. That's annoying. We came in as the underdogs and left as the standard, but we're not done yet. Next stop, Panama this September for the America's Continental Flag Championships. So let the world know Team Canada's here. We're not just here to play. We're here to dominate. Let's go.
Can you imagine the Olympics when the NFL guys play?
I don't know. Team Canada's out here whooping our ass. Well, this is unacceptable.
I mean,
I need to know who's doing this Team USA.
If Mahomes, Kelsey, and Tyreek Hill,
none of them are playing.
They're playing.
They're not. They're not going to be allowed to play. You're not. Mahomes makes like $60 million a year. The team will not let him play.
So you think it's going to be scrubs?
No, I think it'd be college kids, like Archie Manning or whatever. He could play, but like we're not putting Patrick Mahomes.
When are the Olympics?
28.
A little time.
Yeah. All right. That's all we have. Well, congrats to Team Canada. That's annoying that you guys won, but I'm happy for you. I really wanted USA to win that one.
Yeah.
Flag football is that's embarrassing.
We can't lose football.
Yeah. I want to know who they play. Did you guys play adults or kids?
Yeah, that's suspect.
All right. Kathy's, have a wonderful July 4th. Be safe. Don't be lighting fireworks, lose a thumb. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Just watch it from a distance. Don't drink and drive. And
we'll be back Sunday. 4th of July, Friday. Yeah.
Bye-bye.